Hey guys, it's Cindy over paper.old.new. Funny story to tell you. I was getting ready to go in and edit a video, and it just kind of started in the middle of one of my sentences. So I'm guessing there's a little bit of when I start recording on my software, there's a little bit of a countdown, and I guess I started talking during the countdown, so it wasn't recording. So it just kind of jumps right in. So I thought I'd come and tell you hello, and thanks for coming by and seeing me, and God bless you for being here, and then let you know this is a Pick a Project video, and we're going to be jumping into the accordion books. The ones that I showed you in the one accordion video where I showed you through, we're going to jump into one of those. So I'll see you in the video. I wanted to bring you guys back in with one of my accordions. So I kind of started putting this one together, and I wanted to bring you in and show you where we were. Okay, so when I open it here, I have these panels of wallpaper that I backed. This wallpaper, the back of it is kind of like construction paper, and I'm afraid that even though it's got a decent front, being that it's 50 years old, I was worried about it not so much the vinyl pieces, although I did back this one too. This vinyl seems to be tear resistant, but this stuff not so much. This is almost just like a paint coating, a real thick paint coating on construction paper. So I just wanted to back it just to strengthen it up. And I had a couple panels like this. And as you can see, I had a yellow one. So I stuck it here and I put a pocket on it. And we have this little thing that I tucked in like this. Okay. So this flips out, and that's not really a writing surface. I don't know why I backed it with the black or gray. I don't remember my thought process here. This might have been I was going to glue it down as a pocket, so it didn't matter as long as it was backed. So because I didn't put writing surface in there, obviously. And then the one that I just had open that I was working on is back here. Okay, and it seems that I glued this down possibly as a pocket. And I'm trying really hard not to tear the wallpaper. But we have this in here. And what I want to do is, this was a spot I had thought about sewing pages in. But then I found this, and I was like, you know what? I might just put that in there. But as you can still see the gap. So what we're going to do, and also I'm going to dress this up because this is going to get, this is going to get writing surface. And so we're going to put some coffee dye paper in here, and we're going to dress that up. All right, so the first thing I want to do, just to hide this area, is I want to put, I know I had it up here. Oh, right here. I want to put a piece of masking tape in here. And I just want to do that so that it's all one color going up through there, and it all looks the same. Also, if I do decide to sew some paper in there, I won't be sewing directly into the wallpaper. I'll be sewing into the masking tape also. So wow. Okay. This masking tape is extremely see-through. Never mind, you're still going to be able to tell that there's writing there. Yeah. Okay. Well, I tried. I wasn't expecting it to be quite that see-through. Now, I did not, what do you call it? I didn't, my words are not coming to me today. I didn't reinforce this, so I don't think I want to make it a pocket. I think my idea was to put a flippy pad in there, and I'm debating on this one. Now, I decorated the back of this, though. It's supposed to glue in rather than rather than tuck in, because this is a thick piece back here, and it's decorated up some. So I kind of was thinking, and I put this piece of scrapbook paper on here. We might put some ink or something on this, or cover it with coffee dyed paper so that this too is part of the writing surface. Do I have another? Probably not. I probably have to make something. I want to do. I'm bringing in some of this is some of my pre-made ephemera, guys. So I'm dipping into it. This is also wallpaper. So we'll probably glue this to something. I know I'm scattering all over the place. These are from a book, my very, very first altered book that I broke it apart. If you go back in my playlist, I have a repurposing an old project. Yeah, that's what this is from. And this particular piece, I tried repurposing it like this, and I was like, oh, this would be kind of cool in a book or something like that. I'm going to repurpose it again because I'm going to cut this in half. And we're going to glue this down as a pocket in here because I love the colors with this. So that's getting repurposed. This is going to get sewn in. I'm probably going to cut this off and use this as a flap to sew it in like this so that it flips back and forth. And then it's got a big pocket in it and a pocket over here. Okay, so that's my goal with those. We just have to figure out where we're going to put them. And I would have put this one here, but I don't like this this I like okay. This I don't. So we're going to, I know, after all that. So basically what I need to do is figure out what I can do about a flippy pad for this. It's not like I didn't have 10,000 flippy pads made, right? I don't know that any of them are big enough. I have a notepad bin over here. I thought maybe I could find a notepad. Let's pull like this. See, I have all these notepads. So, I know. I honestly thought I was like ready to go and there wasn't going to be any crazy, but isn't this always the way? I didn't think I was going to be hunting for anything, I should say. I thought I was ready. But what thinking gets us in trouble. That's what it gets us. So let me put this stuff back. That would be kind of fun. I don't know about there, though. What about this? Oh, that's from that. Or, wait, even better, maybe this. Okay, let's do this. And I'll just fold it right there. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do, sorry, I know that was a lot of getting nothing done. I promise we're going to get stuff done, I promise. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is we're going to glue, I want to glue this one down. So I need to do the flippy pad part, which is the reason I skipped over what I was doing a second ago. Okay, so basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these. I don't know if I should put any glue. I'm going to glue the top piece that's going to fold in. I'm going to glue all of them together there. Okay. So then we'll take one of these and we'll stick it on top. And line it up and flatten it out. I know, exciting. And then this will be the piece that I glue down in there. And then the flippy pad will hang over the page. I think this is a good way in one of these accordion books to add a little bit of journaling space because I don't sew. I made the mistake I made an accordion journal. It's still downstairs in a box, waiting to be dismantled or finished or, whatever I'm going to do with it. And I made the mistake of trying to sew pages in to all the folds. So it got pages everywhere, and it ended up being thick and bulky and crazy, and I didn't like the way it turned out, and yeah. So, needless to say, I'm not doing that again. But we're going to find other ways to put journaling space in here. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to glue any pages in. It just means I'm not going to glue pages in everywhere. Okay, so this will go down between. Now, it is going to create a little, a little spot up there that, bring this over where I want it. And then I'm going to glue this down. That's going to glue down right there. So, all right. Okay, give me just 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. That was my daughter. But anyway, okay, so now I've glued it in place. Now I'm going to glue this down. My glue's being, finicky, like always. So I'm looking for different ways to make this interactive, I guess. I don't know why this is doing this. What is that in there? I think that's the flap from something else from the other thing I stuck in. That's the other thing where you're going through an accordion. You have to be careful flipping back and forth. You have to be careful that you don't glue the back of something down that you wanted to insert something in. Because, face it, once you glue it down, it's down. All right, we went a little out of bounds on the pad, so we'll get that off of there. What's nice about this paper is it's coffee dyed on both sides, so you can write on the lines, and then if you pick it up, when you flip it up, you can write on the bottom or the back. All right, and I'm just gonna. Oops. This solvent glue has a tendency to eat through the surfaces on this old wallpaper, so I'm trying to not get it on too much. Okay, I wanted to get that nice and clean because when you flip this one closed, that does kind of show. So I don't want to. And it's taped. So now we have to cut the tape. All right, I'm going to take the yellow one off of there, and we're going to cut this tape so that I can get it off of here, and we can move on. I want to do that other piece. Apparently this isn't lining up. It sticks up funny on that side. Okay, we'll have to see what we can do about that. It's sticking in the tape, if you can believe it. Masking tape is holding my scissors and keeping them from cutting properly. Okay. Masking tape. Okay. So now on this side, you can see the top of the pad, the way that folds over, and apparently I didn't fold it over straight. So it sticks up a little higher on one side than it does on the other. And who knows, I may decorate the tops of some of these pages or, whatever. So we don't know where that'll end up. All right, and that's going to fold that way. Let's trim this bottom piece of tape. Okay. And there we go. All right, so we got that one done. Now, what I want to do is let's find our little piece of, where's my little tuck in? See, I buried it because we were, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what we want this inside paper to look like. I could use, I mean, I like the colors. I just don't think I like the way it goes. Okay, so maybe this. Oh, that fits like perfect in there. I wasn't really going for that. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. No, you guys are like, seriously? This is me going through, though, and getting rid of, like I said, I'm trying to get rid of all these projects that I start and I say, oh, I'm going to do this with this, and I'm going to do this with this. I'm trying to get rid of all of these excess projects that I've started. And hopefully, it'll help me clean up my craft room and get space for, new and exciting projects, not the same ones I've been working on for God only knows how long. Okay. So if I put this in here like this, and we're going to cut, okay, we're going to cut right along that one. And then what I need to do is make sure that I make this one the same size. So I get this one all lined up. I want to make sure they're the same size because they're going to go on facing panels and you're going to be able to see them both together. So I want to make sure that they are very similar and that like that. They look the same. So we're going to cut right along this line. I'm actually going to cut the line off, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Oops. Hope that didn't mess up my blade too bad. Okay. Now, I cut that off of there so that it would leave a space like there is at the bottom. And I think that works. So let's cut this one, and then we'll glue them down, and we'll have our piece, and we can glue it in. So this is just a little snippet into what's going on with this accordion folder. Hopefully the next time, if I bring you back to this particular book, it will have more done to it, and then we'll just do a little something. And I don't know that I'm going to keep you very long. We'll probably just do this, and then I'll let you go. Is that not, well, that's not lined up right? I don't even know why I did that. Line up the thing on the, like that. That looks not straight. See if that works. I want to cut off my mark. So it's that line. And since it's a line, I can just, like that. Okay. All done there. I like soft corners rather than sharp corners, so I'm just, well. What I have noticed is if you pinch and if it's not going to cut and you pull out, it will pull it off. Sometimes it works nice and neat, and other times it leaves a little bit of a rough corner. Okay, and then that'll glue down in there. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do one without the bird. No, you guys are going to disown me, but I want to do one without the bird because I don't want the bird on both panels. So up here, I'm going to cut a little bit off of this space. That's going to be right above the bird's head. So hopefully I can get that right. All right. All right, I know I'm being really quiet. I'm trying to see, whenever I do this, see how that piece of the line is wider than this piece of the line? It makes me, and I'm looking at how much space. Yeah, that piece of paper is not straight. There. Now if I go down from there, it should be the same all the way down. Okay. I think I said in my last video, or I think I mentioned before, that I'm trying my recording software has a background noise, remove the background noise as it records thing, and it makes my videos sound funny. At least to me, they sound funny. So I decided to turn that feature off, and I haven't edited a video with that turned off yet, so I don't know what they sound like, because I'm recording, this will be the second video I've recorded today. I know, I'm back in this mode of trying to record multiple videos in a day just so that I can get some content up on my channel, because my channel has been sitting kind of idle. But anyway, I turned it off, and I don't know what I'm going to be able to filter out and what I'm not going to be able to filter out and what I'm just going to have to cut out. So until I figure out what exactly it picks up, because I don't know how good the microphone on it uses the built-in microphone on my webcam. So I don't know what noises it picks up. I haven't quite worked with it enough to, without the background filter on, to know. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I keep getting glue on there and it keeps catching. Anyway, so the point of me telling you that is I can hear, I don't know, I apologize for any like weird cuts or skips or something. And also I apologize for any background noise that I couldn't get rid of, because I can hear everything in the house just about from my room. That was the one downfall of moving up here, is that my room, I mean, it's not like my room is soundproofed. So I can hear, I'm like in the center of the house upstairs. So I can hear everything below me. So it gets really, now, my other thing was I wanted to, I'm trying to make these like even across. I was thinking about making that a pocket, but now that I've put these lined panels in here, I don't think I will. I suppose I could flip it around and make it a pocket back here, because this is what's going to tuck under. Let's do that. So we'll flip this around and we'll make a little pocket on the back. A little tuck spot back here. All right. So we'll do this. And I'm just going to, not that you won't be able to see it, I just want to, okay, and we're just going to glue this back. And then we can glue this in and glue our page down. And I'll let you go on that one, and we'll pick up with some more fun later on. I'm trying to get more of the projects to you. This is still Easter break. And what I'm basically working on is trying to get some stuff recorded so that I can put up, sorry, I'm looking for my rag, so that I can put up a few videos and you won't go, like, I know some of my gap one time was a month. I mean, I apologize. Things are getting busy, and my understanding from the people at the school is the spring is a really busy time, and I mean, I don't know. It's just going to get crazy, and again, I'm not going to make this a pocket. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I think I'll glue this on here as best I can, and then I'll glue this down. So let me, so anyway, she's going to, so her math teacher recommended, she got tested when she went in, and I know that was like 3 sentences that I started and didn't finish. Okay, so here's the deal. Last year she was homeschooled, right? You guys all know I used to homeschool her. And she was taking her algebra through this online math program that the online education, the online study program that we were used an online math program. Said online math program was difficult for her to use. So when she tested, she didn't do, and whenever I tried to explain stuff to her, it didn't work. I mean, she didn't learn algebra from me very well, which is funny because I did pretty good, but the way I learned math and the way kids learn math these days is completely different. So she, this is what I'm talking about, by the way. Well, I'll show you, because I think this is going to end up making one of those. One other thing I want to show you. Anyway, so she took Algebra 1 last year, but she struggled. And so she tested into, this school that she goes to has an Algebra 1A and an Algebra 1B. Algebra 1B is like a stepping stone to Algebra 2, but it's not the same content that you learned in Algebra 1. Okay? So, and when she got in there, her teacher, she flourished. She did much better under him than she did at home. with this digital program. So rather than take most of her class is moving on to Algebra 2 next year. And the order they do it in, and I don't know why they do it in this order, but the order they do it in is you take Algebra 1, and then you take Geometry, and then you take Algebra 2. And maybe there's some math people out there who can tell me why they do it that way. This particular math teacher does not think that it matters. You could take Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and then Geometry. He said he doesn't think it matters. But anyway, he said that he thinks that if she took Geometry in summer school, she could be with the rest of her class in Algebra 2 for next year. So she's not staying for summer school because she failed something. She's staying for summer school so that she can advance forward. And she really wants to do that, so that's what we're looking at doing. Okay. Now, what I was saying about this is I've glued this down now. See how I've come to the back side of this one? The reason this one wasn't glued down all the way, I've come to the back side of this, and now this is glued down, so I have no way of tucking anything under there or putting anything on here that tucks in under the wallpaper. So just keeping in mind when you're doing your flipping back and forth that whatever you're doing on this side, if you want to also tuck something in here, you have to leave this open. That makes sense? Until you have done both sides, which is why rather than going through the book this way and saying, okay, this page, I'm flipping back and forth. So I did this, and now I'm doing this, and now the next thing I will do is I will address this. So that's going to be it for me this time, guys. Thanks for coming in and seeing where I am with some of these projects. I hope you like how they're turning out. I hope you're enjoying watching how they're turning out. I know it's a slow process. I know these projects are taking forever. I apologize for that. I hope that if I can get in here and do a bunch of videos in a row, I can move these projects along and we can move on to something else. But you know how I am, guys. It just takes me a while. So I will see you guys later. I hope that this is Easter break. We have not had Easter yet, so I hope that you have a blessed and happy Easter. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye and God bless.